What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to all of you, my viewers, my subscribers, my eBay customers, and in particular, and especially my friends and neighbors where I live. Everyone has been so awesome and supportive of me. I really, really appreciate that. These have been some really tough times these past couple of weeks. As you all know, I've been talking about some serious topics here on the channel recently. And it's been awful. It's been a shock to the system. But thanks to all of you and my friends and neighbors, it's encouraging when I read some of the comments, don't give up and keep going and all that kind of thing. And I've had people over at my apartment almost every day. I mean, yesterday was probably the first time, I didn't have visitors or anything like that, because obviously everybody's got a personal life, so you can't expect everybody to be around you every day. But one of my neighbors did come knocking on my door this morning after I uploaded the spoilers short here on YouTube of this topic. I fell asleep, and by the time I got up to peek out the window, he was already gone. So I left a note on his door and I sent him a text, and he's off doing his thing today. So you know who you are. Not going to mention names or anything like that. But again, it's been incredible. I've never had such a support system like I have these days. It's really, really comforting. But besides all that, if you want to help to support the channel and help this channel to grow, we've already broken, the 1,000 subscriber threshold finally. And let's get to the next threshold, which is 2,000. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications if you want to help to support the channel financially. Check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001, and my sports card family out there. I did list some new stuff. So there's a handful of auctions and some loose sports cards, just like always. It goes a long way to help to support myself and support the content in the channel so I can continue to get stuff like what you see here and what we're about to talk about. So we have the Optimus Prime Honor Guard out here, -1, which I'll get into in a little bit and why I'm putting off doing a review of this particular Optimus Prime. But here we have the Toy Accurate Missing Link Prime. We're going to get him out of the way first. Legacy Prime, which has been upgraded. We've seen that already. That's my Orion packs from the 2-pack. So I have this guy here, and I have Alpha Trion up on my shelf, which is nothing more than a sweep retool. Optimus Primal, this is the Transmetals Takara version. Thank God he's got no paint chipping or anything on him. That's your Earthrise Prime. We'll get him out of the way. And we're already starting to reveal what's in back. So this is my third-party Transformers Prime Optimus. This thing is just freaking awesome. And of course, I've got labels that I put on his shoulders myself to get him to look a little bit more accurate to the cartoon. Then we have the cartoon corrected Missing Link Optimus Prime as far as his colors and overall color scheme is concerned. Then we have my New Year Convoy from 2002 with the old school and very expensive BTS kit. So, you take a look inside of his chest. That's the BTS kit that I installed many moons ago. And, of course, he's got grabby hands and stuff like that. I actually had to take some chrome paint and re-chrome his belt area here, or his bumper. The Molotov stuff, and it's pronounced Molotov, not Molotov, Molotov. That stuff is really, really good. And now we get down to the crux of what we're going to be talking about today. There is one other Optimus Prime that I will be reviewing soon, but I have 2 upgrade kits coming for him, one of which will be arriving today. But we'll wait until we get those 2 upgrade kits before we start talking about him. So this here is the Walmart exclusive 40th anniversary Optimus Prime. Today is my 48th birthday, and I found it appropriate to review this guy. I grew up with the Transformers, just like every other IP that a lot of the Gen Zers and young people truly don't appreciate. You don't know what it was like to wake up on a Saturday morning or before you go to school or when you come home from school, and all of your favorite cartoons would be on TV, like Voltron, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, He-Man. I mean, Inhumanoids, Thundar the Barbarian for the girls. There was Barbie. I'm sorry, there was Strawberry Shortcake. Well, Barbie dolls are huge back then, too, so I guess that counts. Strawberry Shortcake, Care Bears. I mean, there was something for everybody, which was great. You know, it wasn't like this pronoun, it, what, who, fat acceptance, you know, race swapping crap like you see today. Cartoons back then were for everyone without having politics shoved down your throat. So, and not only that, to the G1 haters, you can thank Grandpa here and my generation for even having Transformers, because if it wasn't for us, well, you'd have no Transformers and G.I. Joe and Michael Air Jordan sneakers or anything that you take for granted. So you're welcome, Grandpa. You should be thanking us. I can't stand the G1 haters out there. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have Transformers. So let's just get that straight. You're welcome. Anyway, let's start diving into this thing and free him from his cardboard and plastic prison. But first, we'll take a look at the box. And you can see it really reflects the old school. I actually had an OG in-box Prime that I sold years ago, but as life would have it, unfortunately, I had to part ways with it. So, and there's the back of the box with the classic, all the classic imagery. You got a little bit of Japanese. There's all different kinds of languages on there. So, you got the tech specs down here, which I'm sure this will come with the red tech spec decoder. And there's Optimus and all of his Optimus glory. Let's break out Mr. Smith & Wesson here. And hopefully I don't have to wrestle this out of the box. Let's see if it comes out nice and easy. No styrofoam with this guy, unfortunately. But that's fine. We don't care about the styrofoam stuff. And there he is, inside of his tray. We got Roller right there. There's his ion cannon or ion blaster. We got his fist. There's the tree with the missiles and the hose and all that good stuff. And he's tied down here, really nice and secure. And I've actually had to get up to get out my nippers to cut these so I don't have to sit here and struggle, because sometimes I do that on camera where I forget to actually have this thing. Make this nice and easy on myself this time around, and we're going to free him from his plastic prison here. Oh, we got one more hidden down. Let's put that right by the tires. Okay. So that's one. Ooh, I like what I see already. Bear with me if my throat starts getting a little scratchy. The pollen levels, again, are just like out of control. Yeah, if you live down here in the South, especially in my neck of the woods in North Carolina, we got that yellow pollen. It gets everywhere, and it's so tenacious. It's like the springtime version of a snowstorm, and it is very hard and very difficult to clean up and keep up with. So there's the little baggie with the tray. Let's actually tilt this down here just a little bit, why don't we, so we can see. Let's get Roller free. He's already assembled, so that's good. I remember back in the days you actually had to assemble Roller, and that's cartoon accurate, by the way, which is awesome. Let's get his gun out of here. This one wants to fight me, of course, because I'm on camera. What else is new? Come on, don't fight me. There we go. Okay, there's his blaster. And then, of course, the most notorious parts of them all, because these would typically be the first things you would lose as a kid, are the fists. Last one. Oh, almost wanted to take off. Not this time. We're not going to let you fall away. Just to save on space. Pack the tray in its box. I'll probably keep that for display. All right, let's get into what we got here. Now, here is the instruction booklet. I mean, if you have an Optimus Prime or you've ever played with an Optimus Prime, I mean, the instruction booklet or fold-out It's really superfluous because it's a very simple transformation, and we got this in there as well. I didn't see the decoder, but that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Don't need it anyway. So let's crack open the baggie here, and I'll pull out 2 missiles. And we'll see how this works out. I don't think these are the safety ones, because a few releases had these really weird long missiles, just like the Seekers with Starscream. I know that they changed out the their arm cannons or their blasters with these really, really long replacements or updates for safety reasons. This Prime just looks, man, I really like this. I know, excuse me again, forgive me, the pollen is awful. It's going to make my throat scratchy once in a while, but I know a lot of content creators were complaining about these screw holes. I don't mind them at all, now that I have this thing in hand. It's got rubber tires. If you do the old thumbnail test, yeah, the tires are nice and shiny, but they're rubber, which is cool. Here are the outriggers. The outriggers swing out pretty well. And they lock in place pretty well. Let me just pan the camera down here a little more. Let's get Prime out of the way, and we're going to open them up and see. Now, he's pretty plain. And I didn't notice any sticker sheet in the box. You know what I'm going to do? Let me open the box one more time to see if there's any kind of sticker sheet. I don't think there is. And this guy right out of the box is loose. So, looks like it's going to be floor polish time. Yeah, I didn't see a sticker sheet in there. No sticker sheet. You should. Typically, Optimus comes with a sticker sheet of some type. Even the Missing Link Primes came with sticker sheets. Surprisingly, this does not have one. So, oh, it has the launcher. Look at that. I'm noticing that for the first time. So you put the Cartoon Correct roller in there. And then that shoots at a pretty good clip. I'm already disappointed with this guy here because he's loose. So it's going to be crazy glue or furniture polish time, or some joint cum. And of course, if you're a collector, and forgive me for kind of like walking behind the camera here, again, expect the unexpected. Man, that pollen is awful today. You'll recognize what this is. Let me get this out of the way. You'll know what this is. You'll know exactly what that is. So it might be time to put a couple drops of that in there. Anyway, so the mechanism does work. Let's put the missiles in and see what happens here. I have a feeling that these are going to be static, that they're not going to shoot. And there should be buttons on the side, if I remember correctly. And this does not have the buttons on the side. So I guess to get around having ugly, big, oversized missiles, they removed the spring mechanism. This is very disappointing that this is loose. I'm going to have to put a drop of crazy glue. I'm going to assume crazy glue would fix that a lot better. And then we have his hose, which we'll put in its typical spot. And then, you know, if you want to, you can kind of like stick this in there like he's filling up Roller. So we're going to take Roller just so that it doesn't fight me on camera. I mean, if you want to pretend like you're filling him up, but whatever. So, forgive the quick edit. Oh my God, everything started falling apart. This was flopping down, and Roller ended up prematurely ejecting from here. I'm like, oh my God, man, talking about disasters when you're on camera. But all is well, thanks to the power of editing. But I'm not going to go back and redo this video. It's already opened. So anyway, let's put his outriggers back in. And we're going to transform Optimus, which is a very classic and typical transformation. You fold out his legs, pull his feet up like so. Swing out his arms, which there are no ratchets. It's very unusual. Usually there's ratchets on his shoulders, and it actually goes slightly past. I don't know if that's just my copy, and there's no rub sign there. Okay. And then you flip his head around. We'll install his fists. I don't know. This thing's got some weird issues to him. Very weird QC issues. Right, there are his fists. You got the tampographed Autobot symbol right there on his shoulder. Let's pan in here just a little bit, or lower the camera just a little bit so we can see him better. And then we'll put his weapon in his hand, and there you go. There's your Optimus Prime. The color on this thing is extremely vibrant. I mean, wow. I mean, let's just say if I compared him to the cartoon corrected Missing Link, and I'm gonna try to get him to kind of look into the camera there just a little bit. Let's put his arms down just to listen to that clickety clackety ratcheting goodness. I mean, obviously the Missing Link is a far superior version of Prime in just about every way with the new engineering and whatnot. But I like the color on this guy much more. I mean, this is vibrant as it is, but there's just something about this Prime where the paint job really stands out. And not for nothing, I wish they went back and did another version of Missing Link Prime. I'm going to get let me get the toy version out as well, and we'll do like a real comparison with these two Missing Links and this Prime side by side. So we'll put him there, we'll put this guy in the middle, and then we'll put Missing Link Prime here. So when you put all three of them together, I mean, I kind of like the color scheme on this a little bit more. It's a lot more vibrant, a lot more rich in appearance. Obviously, you don't get the articulation and whatnot like you would from these guys here. But, I mean, the face plate, the gray on his forehead, the really rich, like bright blue, it just stands out compared to these guys. I'm sorry, no offense to the Missing Link Primes. I like this a lot better. The midsection here with his thighs, with the cartoon correct white and yellow, I actually like that a bit more. And then, of course, you got the gray toes, which is only present on the CO2, which is this guy right here, the color correct Missing Link. The tampograph Autobot symbol, I mean, it's got a little bit of wear on there, but, you know, that doesn't matter. I can always cover that up with another sticker. But still, it looks good. And I like these details here on the forearms. Very nice detailing. I don't know if you can see that. Let me take a look right there. Now, of course, obviously, you have to insert the fists. And if you are an old G1er, you know you would have to lower his chest down. And then, of course, you could put the fists in there. And he does have tinted windows. If you're able to get them, I'm going to show you something here. This is a very old upgrade kit for Optimus. So here's my New Year's convoy that I got many, many, many moons ago. And, pardon me, this has what's called the BTS upgrade. Now, at the time, this was one of the most cartoon accurate ones you can get. He's got the Matrix in there. He's got the blue eyes, the blue windows. And with this upgrade kit from BTS, he's got the grabby hands. Obviously, I didn't put any more stickers on him because I wanted to keep him cartoon accurate. He does come with a jetpack and a very accurate blaster, which is interchangeable, I believe, between the primes. Let's see if the BTS upgraded primes can fit in this dude's hand. It should. It does. Okay, that's awesome. So I can interchange them depending on how I display these guys. But I have to admit, out of all the primes as a static character in and of himself, I kind of like this prime a lot more than the other ones. I'm sorry to say that. You may disagree, but there's just something about him that really stands out from the others. It just looks really, really, really good. I can't really explain it to you. Unless you had one of these in hand and in front of you, it just really, really, really sticks out. This is a lost opportunity, though, if you ask me. If I bring out, let's see, let's get the cartoon accurate one. And then I'll break out the Legacy, which I happen to have right here. I already did the review on this. I really wish they went back and retooled him so that he can transform like a Missing Link Prime. But being that I have a couple cartoon corrected figures like Soundwave, this is going to look really good on display. So now I'm left with a conundrum. Which Prime or Primes do I keep up on my main display, and which ones do I box up and put back in the closet? So this is he is just a remarkable, remarkable toy. My goodness. And they keep getting better and better. But now the question remains, how do you feel about having so many Primes out there in the market? Yeah, because it's just like sports cards or anything like that. You know, if you're looking for value and resale potential, good luck with a thing like this. You know, this is a very specific item for collectors. And now that there's so many Optimi available out there, this is definitely more for your collector than anyone else, especially if you're a guy or a gal my age, of the biological type that collects old school Transformers. So we're going to hitch him to his trailer, and I tell you what, wow, does he roll nice and smooth. Look at that, really, really nice. My goodness, does that look good? He looks really good. It kind of throws you off a little bit because I think in a cartoon, his striping goes all the way around. I don't remember. I would have to watch a couple episodes, but for what it is, I mean, this is just an incredible, incredible Prime. I have to say it. I love an Optimus Prime with a lot of articulation, just like the Missing Links. This throws me off here a little bit. His butterfly joint. I don't like that at all. It's way loose compared to the other Primes that I have. But I guess if you're going to use him as a static statue just standing there on a display shelf, that's not going to be too concerning. But if you are going to buy this for a child, yeah, you might want to keep that in mind. So I'm going to get his fists back in his hand, back on his arms there. We'll flip him over. I mean, I've got nothing really after that. There's really nothing bad to say about this guy. I mean, I really wish. I mean, you can kind of, you know, spread his arms out there a little bit. I wish his head turned. Does his head turn? No. Okay. I kind of wish they would go back to the drawing board and turn this guy into a Missing Link with this color scheme. If they can come back and do the dramatic capture of this guy right here, which is the Earthrise Prime, I'm not going to waste my time getting the dramatic capture version. Why would I? If they can come out with the dramatic capture versions of these guys, why can't they come out with a Missing Link version of Prime? So let's see what happens. You know, Hasbro does that from time to time. We'll see. Hopefully somewhere down the line they will do something with this guy. I hope they turn him into a Missing Link. I would really like to see this guy be able to pose a lot more than his static statue. I was looking at this just now. I was hoping to do a part swap on there, but you can't even do a part swap because of the engineering right there in the crack of his butt. So if you wanted to try to part swap, that's not happening. But man, I would really like to see this guy be a Missing Link. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm happy to have him in my collection, and now I've got to decide who's going to end up being shelved in my bedroom closet, because I am quickly running out of room here in my living room. So I'm going to have to sacrifice one or two guys to make room for this guy, because this just he looks amazing. I'm sorry. I really like this figure. The red is rich. The blue is very, very rich. And that's not to poo-poo on New Year Convoy here. It's not to poo-poo on Missing Link Prime, because obviously this is the superior Prime if you're looking for articulation. But there's just something really remarkable about this Optimus that really just pops for me, you know? So, well, oops, sorry. My Prime almost fell over. But anyway, with all that being said, that's what makes the hobby beautiful. You do what you want with your stuff. What I do with my stuff is what I want to do. And it's just a beautiful figure. I can see me replacing one or two of my Primes to make room for this guy. I mean, he just looks incredible. With all that being said, everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to help to support the channel financially, check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. Again, I do have some auctions ending today, and I will hopefully be able to do a relist. We'll see what happens later on today. But thank you so much, everybody, for your support, and I'm very grateful for that. Take care, everybody. God bless. Stay safe, and I will see you all very soon.